Hello there, my fellow rushers. How are you doing today? King Rex here, and today we're continuing on with Kingdom Rush Frontiers hero reviews. Last time we left off at Cause, and now we're moving on to the last $5 hero in the game. And he is a pretty interesting one. He was actually one of the very last heroes that was added into the game. We're talking about Saitam.
I am Saitam, mighty monkey!
The mighty monkey. Oh yeah, the monkey. Now let's check out what this monkey has. 400 health. Come on. Why 400, man? What happened to the tanky ones like Kaz or Grawl or freaking Karkadas even? 400 health. I mean, it's not bad, but I don't know. Medium armor or 40%, which is kind of alright. He can withstand decent amount of damage, and his regeneration is pretty decent as well. 21 to 39 damage, physical damage, so nothing too special there, but pretty interesting numbers. I would say it's about average. And speaking of average attack rate. What a surprise. Most heroes have average attack rate anyway, so let's get into his abilities now, because all of them are pretty cool, at least to me. Starting off with Spinning Pole. So yeah, this ability is not too bad. It's a pretty decent ability if I do say so myself. It's a nice grouped attack that recharges for every 20 seconds. And you know, 20 seconds is a little bit longer than usual. You know, most grouped attacks usually take around 15 seconds or so to recharge, so his is a little bit longer, and as you can see, it's not instantaneous damage. It takes him a while to get the damage in. And it can do up to 108 physical damage, which is not a bad amount of damage. It's a pretty good amount of damage, if I have to say so myself. Now, is it amazing? I would say it's decent, but you have to keep enemies in his area of effect, otherwise they're just gonna run right by. I mean, for the most part, you don't really need to, because, you know, there's not too many fast enemies, at least in this game. So it ends up being a pretty good ability to have. But I kinda like it. The next one is quite interesting. The Tsubu Storm.
Freedom! I like Donkey Kong!
And yeah, this one is pretty good as well. It's like his basic single target damage. It recharges every 20 seconds, just like his Spinning Pole ability, and it can do 260 physical damage. And yeah, it's kinda, you know, against like armored enemies, he's not gonna do all that much, but he's still gonna do a decent chunk of damage. So yeah, you definitely want to use it against enemies that have magic resistance, or if you want to get rid of like low tier enemies. She's gonna almost kill them, and then I mean, most low tier enemies you can just annihilate them with the Tsubu Storm, but I mean, you know, some enemies may take like one extra basic attack to be taken down. It's a decent ability. I kinda like it. And speaking of interesting, Monkey Palm. And now for this one. This one is actually quite interesting. It's an ability that recharges every 15 seconds, which is not bad. And he stuns an enemy for 3 seconds. And you know, 3 second stun is alright, but it's not like broken or anything. However, the interesting part is that he can silence an enemy for 15 seconds. And the cooldown is 15 seconds, so you can potentially infinitely silence a magic enemy, which is pretty insane. And yeah, I mean, sure, it's not gonna be the same in like a real game, because you know, you get a lot of enemies and you're probably not gonna get the same enemy every time, so yeah, it's not quite as nutty as it may sound in a real game, but it's still pretty cool. Now granted you can still use it against basic enemies, but if you have a magic enemy, you know, like Savant or Black Surge or Blue Gale, you name them, there's quite a lot of magic enemies in this game, so you definitely want to prioritize them instead of basic enemies. And overall, it's a decent ability. It's a pretty strong ability, especially against, as I said, magical enemies. I really like this one. The next one, oh my god, the next one. Angry God. However, this one is even better. Now, it may not be as good in a like a regular game, but for endless mode, holy crap, this ability is awesome. Basically this one, where he just stands there and goes like rah, and you know, he's all angry and all. And basically every enemy on the screen receives 65% extra damage from every source, which is quite ridiculous. It also counts for the Rain of Fire though, so you can get a crap ton of damage. You can do thousands upon thousands of damage under the right circumstances. It's awesome. I really love it. And it's really good especially on endless mode, because on endless mode, if you don't know, enemies get more and more health as the game progresses. So yeah, you can do a metric ton of damage with this ability, but it only lasts for 5 seconds, so it's not an insane duration, but 5 seconds is decent enough. However, the recharge is quite long. I would say it's the longest in the game. It recharges every 45 seconds, so it's gonna take quite a while to get it back. But once you get it back, man, definitely use everything in your power. Use the Rain of Fire, use reinforcements, use everything. I don't know if it counts for powers, but I'm pretty sure it does. So if you want to use powers on endless mode, Saitam is a pretty good option for endless mode. I would say he's probably the best option for it. And last but not the least, we have Divine Nature. I mean, yeah, this one is pretty cool. 9 points regeneration every second. That's pretty cool. He can keep up with low to mid-tier enemies pretty easily, and he's almost not gonna lose any health by them, which is really nice. However, if you have like a really tough enemies like Gorillons or Brutes, he's not gonna be able to regenerate all that much health, because, you know, they do a lot of damage, and his regeneration may not be enough to keep him up. But overall, Saitam is a pretty cool hero. I would say he's probably one of the more interesting ones out there. He's very unique, and I really like him, so I'll give him an 8.7 out of 10. I want to give him a 9, but I don't think he is quite there. You know, I would say for endless mode he's probably the best option because of his Godly Fury. But I don't know. Like in a regular game he performs pretty well, and he has one of everything, just like Dante. He has grouped attack, he has single target attack, he has a pretty good utility with his regeneration, and he has a insanely good support with the Godly Fury, or Angry God, sorry, that's what the ability was called. And the Monkey Palm can be pretty useful, especially in the post game. So yeah, Saitam is a pretty good hero. Would I recommend him? I would say yes. And if you're looking for a high score on endless mode, he's gonna be one of the best options out there. So yeah guys, well, that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future, and while you're at it, drop a like on the video, it means a lot to me. And I'll see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy, over and out.